Kimberly here. We have Anne Marie, who is in the building. She's in the dining room. We also have Chef Mark that will be joining us from his office as well, and you don't have to deal with us wearing masks and adjusting those all the time. So why don't I just share the agenda with you while we attempt to get started here. And Anne-Marie, I'm gonna make sure you can share your screen too, even though I think I'm gonna be doing all the sharing.
Okay.
Okay, so my residents out there should be seeing the agenda here, which we will do our best to follow right along with. If at any time you have a question, be sure to utilize the Q&A box as always. That's kind of our normal now. So it's been a while since our dining group has been together. Thank you all for joining us. The first topic that we'll just dive right into, since it's fresh on our mind after yesterday, is a nice review of in-person dining. So we'll kind of go through protocols, share some stuff with you, and I'm going to let Anne-Marie take the floor.
Hello, nice to be back, and it's wonderful to be in the clubhouse and actually the dining room, so it's great. So yesterday we did start the in-person dining back in the dining room. With the current regulations from MDHHS, we are only allowed to have 25% of our normal capacity dining with us at the dinner, at our meal time. So unfortunately, we were trying to be creative and using the billiards room or the cafe, but because those aren't the normal areas which we use for dinner, we have to keep within our dining room there. And so that's where we are limited to at this moment in time. It is based on reservations, as we tried to do last November. So it is based on reservations, and reservations are available to be made on our online ordering portal there. And in a moment we'll go through, and then Natalie will demonstrate how to make a reservation so we can make sure we have all those questions answered regarding that. Reservations for the day of are due at 1 o'clock. So if you wanted to dine today, reservations were due at 1 p.m. That allows us time to review the reservations, and then we assign the tables in the dining room, so then we're able to manage appropriately the dining room and the flow of traffic, and just making sure we have the correct amount of people in the dining room. For Sunday, for brunch on Sundays, we ask for the reservations to be in by Saturday at 6 o'clock. So then we can plan then for the following morning with that. At this time, we're trying to watch the flow and the patterns into the dining rooms to understand how long it takes to dine before we're able to decide and determine if we're gonna turn tables. So turning tables meaning that we'll have somebody come in and dine, and then we will clean the table, the chairs, and then reset it for another diner. So we're trying to understand what the flow is. I think having to wear masks and that whole different procedure is kind of a whole new timing for us. And we want to make sure that we don't want to rush you while you're in the dining and having that experience. And we also don't want to rush the staff in the sanitation process as well, as we bring in new diners for another dining time. But it is our goal to have some more dining added as we get back into the groove of in-person dining. So with that, there's 5 days of reservations that are open and available to be made at a time. Just because of the limited amount of seats that are available in the dining room to have respect of our other fellow residents, we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to sign up for the dining. So we do ask at this time to just only maybe make reservations 3 times a week, so that will allow others to have an opportunity to dine. So as you're I don't know, Natalie, do you want to go in and open up for the reservations? And we'll kind of walk through on how to make a reservation.
Yes, so we can do a demo for you. And maybe while I'm sharing the screen, Anne Marie, if you want to check that Q&A box.
Oh, are there
I
questions?
did not click it in there, but just in case.
Okay, there's one. What is the actual number of max in the dining room? That is 12. We can only have 12 people in the dining room at one time.
And so total, I think how we calculated it, it actually came out to 12.5. So that didn't work out very well in our favor. Okay, so your portal looks just like mine here. So instead of ordering online, we would want to make a reservation. And I think Anne Marie already covered this, that you would not want to do both. You don't want to make a reservation for Wednesday evening and additionally place an order for Wednesday evening, because then they might think they're supposed to deliver you a meal also. So looks like I had to log back in there. Okay. Okay, so make a reservation. So what's my scenario, Anne Marie? Am I dining alone? Am I dining?
I don't know. Let's just walk through. So we're going to go into the dining room. We're just going to wing it. So let's make our reservation for Friday.
For Friday. So you click the day, and the only difference between the colors, which I found out yesterday, is, I hope it doesn't send me back previous. That's what I want. So, oh, that was what I was clicked on. That doesn't make sense.
I think when you log in, it is highlighted on what day it is. So today
Okay.
is the 11th, so I think it's highlighted on the 11th. So if we click on Friday and then say, so there's lots of different scenarios to go with. So why don't we say, let's just go with 2 people.
So I am a single, but I want to eat with another single. So I'm going to say, how many people would you like to invite? 2, as in 2 people total, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So let's go for the dining times is showing a 5 o'clock and a 5:30. So let's choose 5:30.
What is the difference here between dinner 5 p.m. here and dinner 5 p.m. here?
It just, if you just click on 5:30. It's a double, there's double purposes with that. And
It's
so
just
then
kind of a weird thing.
I can't
So
explain.
you have to click both. You have to click, you know, the top square one, and then you need to click the bottom matching time button. Okay, one of those funny
Correct.
things.
So we're gonna walk through probably a couple different scenarios that we can talk about through here. So so Natalie's making a reservation for 2 people, for herself and another household. So Natalie is considered a household, and then her guests, say myself, would be a household. So that would be 2 households. And also for the state of Michigan, we have to keep track of every person coming to dine into our establishment. So it is important that we have that name. So Natalie, she's gonna dine, you can say myself in here, Natalie.
Right here.
Would you like to let us know? Yep. Would you like to
But it doesn't matter that it's already up here as me.
your name's up here. You need to let me know who your guest is down here.
So that's you.
Yes.
Did I spell your name right?
You did. Nice job.
Okay.
And then you would submit your reservation.
Submit reservation.
Now, if there were, so say Natalie was making a reservation for just herself as a single. You want to go back in, we're going to make lots of reservations and we'll cancel them.
Okay.
So Natalie's going to go in there and make a reservation as a single, 1 household.
So just me, 1.
Yeah.
Next.
Or say, yeah, so just different scenarios. One thing that we kind of found yesterday and realized, because this is the first time in the dining room that two households are able to join together without a 6-foot distance. And so we're very excited about that. And so we don't have the long tables and the 6 to 8 feet between two households. So you're able to dine with two households as normal.
And you can sit right next to them.
Right, but we also want to acknowledge that maybe we have a couple that's coming in to dine and you're comfortable returning to the dining room and dining, but you're not quite comfortable yet to dine with other people. So what we would like to ask is, under the special instructions, to please write in no joiners. And it's not a bad thing to say no joiners. We want to be respectful of the times and the situations and the circumstances. We don't want to put you in an awkward situation, and when you're in the dining room, dining with your husband and wife or spouse or partner, we don't want you to feel awkward and say, can so-and-so join you? And you're all sweet people, and we don't want to put you in an awkward position to make you feel like you have to say yes. So if we know ahead of time that you prefer no joiners, we will leave that alone and we will not ask that piece. If you are open to having joiners, then no notation is needed. We'll try to pair singles together so then they can have somebody to sit with that in there. So just to kind of review, two households can mean two couples, and that is 4 people total. It could mean 2 singles can sit together. It can mean a couple and 1 single can sit together, a table of 3. Or we can have, but 1 couple and 2 singles we cannot have, because that is 3 households. And then we also can't have 3 singles sitting together, because again, that is 3 households. So that is not okay. Are there any questions regarding the households and combinations of table arrangements? I am not seeing any. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions regarding how to make reservations?
Just checking out the brunch one.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we also want to review, currently at this time, guests are not allowed to dine in the clubhouse at this time, but
Let me back you up, Amory. I'm
Oh.
sorry. We did get a question coming. And I think they just, again, would like to see, I will just go back as where you find reservations. I want to go all the way back. Okay, so I'm going to just start at the home screen here. This is what you see when you log in. And then we would go to make a reservation and COD dining room, Cedars of Dexter dining room. Click. And from there you would pick your day and you'd get back to the screen of how many people, what time, and then this is where you would then add your information. So Anne-Marie, I'm clarifying on a single household, that's a couple. So you click 2. So up at the top here, I have 2. And even if you are a couple,
Yes.
you need to write your spouse down here.
Correct.
Because, you know, how are we to know if your spouse has other plans or not?
Correct.
So we do need to know, we need to note if your spouse is joining you, just put their name here, you know, for instance, just so we are completely sure, again, for those tracing purposes, and then for our numbers too.
Right. And just speaking about the tracing purposes, so we do have, we keep record of where everyone sits. So if there were to be a breakout, we are tracking who your server is, where you sat. And then if, say it were a resident, then we would know the proximity if you were X amount of feet from that person while dining. So we're able to have all of that tracing and exposure contact recorded there.
All right. And there might be one more in there, Anne Marie, if you wanted to make sure we covered everything.
Okay, so we showed how to do that. There's some questions about delivery bags. So I want to, Mark is, I'm going to wait for Mark in order to be able to answer those.
All right, let's show these infographics as
Hang on.
promised.
We do have one. Do each single need to make a reservation if they want to eat together? So actually, we just talked about this to clarify. And so, no. So if I want to dine with Natalie at 5 o'clock, then one of us needs to go in there, make that reservation, and then make a note.
For 2 people.
For 2 people. So you want to make the reservation for 2 people. And then we want to notate. So if I'm the one making the or Natalie's doing it right now for you.
So I am this first person, Natalie Jensen. It's already included in there. I want to sit with Anne Marie. I will put her name here. And then Anne Marie does not have to go in here and do the same thing. In the first place, we did think it was going to work out that way, but we found that now that it adds this name portion, that we do not have do not need the person that you are sitting with to also make a duplicate reservation. Hopefully that makes sense. I know it is confusing and we weren't sure if it was going to work out that way, but.
So what we found is if 2 singles wanted to dine together, sometimes the dining times when one went in and registered for 5 o'clock, when the other one went in to register, 5 o'clock wasn't available. So then they were picking 5:15. So we want you to be able to pick that time so you don't have to coordinate that with the person that you're wanting to dine with. And so we think that that'll be easier. Fingers crossed. We are trying to make it easier for everyone than more complicated. And so one person of the party can go in and make that reservation. So there is a question in here of please give several examples of special instructions that we say booth only. So we're still trying to figure out of arrangements as people come into the dining room. And so actually we're trying to we're assigning tables more based on the time in which people are coming in. So we're almost looking at more of, if we bring you in, we want to have less traffic passing by. So we don't want to put you at a table that everybody is going to pass by for all the other dining times. So you may request it, but I can't say that we're going to be able to honor it. We want to have the best layout for everyone's safety in the dining room than a preferred table. And so that is our method of feeding people in the dining room.
So you could certainly note that booth is preferred, and we would do our best to, select that back booth if it was possible at your chosen time. It is not guaranteed from what it sounds like. Okay, and I have these infographics to show you because these are super clear. You will see them posted all throughout the dining area. We are required to post these in multiple locations for you. So again, it's just a nice review. I sent these all out along with our announcements that kind of reviews. We have 6 feet between the tables, 25% capacity, seated service only, wearing your mask except when eating or drinking. We don't have any tents, I apologize, no igloos outside for you. The code of conduct is posted, which I will show you. The curfew, we are not close to that curfew yet. Collecting names, that's where the importance of the online portal comes in. We need the names of each person each night. Tables of 6 people or less on that one, but that doesn't apply as much as this one. I will zoom out a bit. where you see no more than 6 to a table and 2 households. So ours that we abide by is the 2 households, which is where here, most people you'd see at a table is 4 people right now. So this is the code of conduct that they are saying that we need to post. And again, same things, the 6 feet distance, the capacity, just so all of you know and can feel maybe a little bit more comfort. Our HVAC system has been inspected as of Tuesday, was deemed safe. We submitted that to the health department. So we are, you know, all of our, dot the I's, cross the T's, all of that with the behind the scenes type stuff with the health department. We are considered a safe space to eat.
We're gonna have a residual back down.
Anne Marie must have a visitor there.
Mark is having a hard time getting on. You gotta mute.
Okay, I think we have Chef Mark with Anne Marie now.
Just get off and you can just join.
So this is, I think we've reviewed the opening of in-person dining pretty in depth here. I hope that we have answered all of our questions here. If there are any other questions, just let us know. And if you have kind of a specific thing, feel free to reach out to me directly too, and we can dive in further if needed. So I think we're good to go to the dinner delivery, Anne Marie.
I want to go back, and we were talking about guests. So guests aren't, we're not able to have non-residents join us in the clubhouse yet at this time, but we do want to remind you that you can have guests in your own cottage, in your own home. So if you are expecting guests or want to host guests in your own home, to please contact Mark, Chef Mark, and let him know that you would like to request some extra meals. So when he sees the order coming through, he'll understand and he'll be prepared and know that you've got extra meals that day due to having guests in your home. So if possible, we would like to have 48-hour notice in order to do that. Okay.
Very good to know.
Okay.
We have a couple hand raises. We have not utilized this feature before. Can you see those, Anne Marie? Chef Mark, is it just Chef Mark raising his hand?
I just raised my hand. I can't
Hold
see
on.
raise hands.
I think I can. Hold on.
What's your question, Mark?
I think I can. I do not see it anymore.
Maybe, do you
It
need
was
to
a
change
resident.
Mark's permission?
Hold on. Okay. Louise, did you have your hand raised? I'm sorry.
I did. I asked a question and it hasn't been answered. Have the servers been vaccinated?
So we are not able to disclose personal health information as to whether or not individuals have been vaccinated. It's not an appropriate question to ask someone outwardly. It is protected health information. What I can tell you is that all of our team members have been given multiple opportunities to receive the vaccine and have either been fully vaccinated or have received their first dose. So that's what I can share with you. I can't share with you if certain individuals have been. It's not required, it's highly encouraged, and they have all been offered the vaccine. Okay, and I think our other hand raise folks were Chef Mark, so hopefully we can answer his question. All righty, so I think we're gonna go. Can we go to dinner delivery, Anne Marie?
Yeah, we can move on to dinner delivery. So the dinner delivery will continue to be free of charge until further notice. So we still continue to plan on offering that and continuing those things there. The delivery times, I know there was a question to Natalie this week and concern. we just weren't able, we didn't want to still, we're concerned as we added the dining room this week, we weren't sure how that was going to affect our dinner delivery times. So that's why we had that notation in there in this week's menu. So yesterday was our first day of the dining room. We did have 11 people out of our 12, so that was wonderful. Were meals delivered at roughly the same time, Mark? Or?
Yes, yeah. So actually, I'm having technical difficulties. I'm sorry, y'all. So the times are, I know we were doing 6 o'clock for deliveries for dine, since we're doing dine-in. We actually were able to get meals out a bit earlier for some of the residents that wanted, most of our residents that got delivery. So I can't guarantee that'll happen, but we do try our best to do that. We only have so many staff members to take care of all the residents, all the packing that we do, they have to do dishes, clean up, all that. So 6 o'clock, I think originally was our dinner delivery time. And I said to Jean yesterday, if we're able to get them out a bit early, we did. And we were yesterday, but I cannot guarantee that 6 o'clock will be the delivery time.
And as delivery is a new system and process for us, although we've been doing it for quite several months now, but we're also hoping that we're going to be able to start to introduce more in-person dining. So also with our point of sale system, our new computer system, we'll be also trying to manage deliveries. We're going to continue to manage serving the dining room and pickups and deliveries. And so we also have broken it down into delivery zones. And so we might kind of send out deliveries more based in groupings of different zones. And so those are also things that you might start to hear from team members of saying, oh, you're in zone 1 or you're in zone 5. It doesn't mean because you're in zone 1, you're going to get your food delivered to you first. It's just how we had to start with one somewhere. And so that's kind of, we just started with numbering the community. So we tried to group it more together. So it's not always 100% numerical. From 1 to 10 is zone 1, and then 11 to 20 is zone 2. We really just kind of tried to group it together. So if you park the cart in one spot, you can spread out and deliver, and then you can, and then the next zone will be kind of shaped in the same way of what our goal is there. So we're going to continue to fine tune those things and further tweak those. And I don't see any other new questions before we move on to lunch. So with lunch, we just also want to remind everyone that we did start our lunch service on February 1st. And so we're very excited about returning lunch. For us, it feels like we're getting a little bit closer to normal. And so lunch is available for pickup only at this time. And then we do continue to have that chef special sandwich. And then we are also still having our protein salad sandwich of the week. And so we've been able to return a lot of our standard normal lunch items. And so we're just kind of have been excitedly watching our lunch participation over the last couple weeks. And as that continues to return, as you see, we have the house salad, the Caesar salad, and the Michigan cherry salad offered now every day. And those 3 salads in a small size or an entree size are available at lunch and dinner, both. And then you're also able to add on the shrimp, the salmon, chicken breast, and the nuts as additional protein to your salads. So we're really excited to be able to kind of bring those options back to you. And then also Wednesday through Saturday, you're able to have the burger, the black bean burger. We've got a chicken Swiss sandwich on. And then on your weekly menus, Mark will share with you what his chef special sandwich is for the week. Our standing sandwiches is the adult grilled cheese, the BLT, and the protein chicken salads, or sorry, I like chicken salad. So it's just a protein salad sandwich. And then moving forward, we will look to adding more salads back to the menu. We typically have 5. And then we'll also be looking and reviewing of adding back on the half a sandwich and a cup of soup under the sandwiches there. So just trying to see what the participation level is and what those needs are, and we'll continue to grow our menus from there. So that's exciting. So lunch pickup, we do ask for that to be ordered online through the online portal, and you're able to order a half hour in advance for your meals. So if it is, say it's noon, and you would be able to pick up your food as early as 12:30. So you
Would it be worth doing a demo of ordering lunch, Anne-Marie? Or is it pretty much the same in there, pretty simple?
I think it's the same as dinner, but if that's something that you want to walk through people, that would be great. How many people are ordering lunch?
The 10 so far.
So first we would select COD pickup.
So Thursday, it's already past our lunch hour. So
I see. Oh, okay.
yeah. So now you have the lunch tab there. You have a lunch and a dinner tab there.
Okay.
Yep. So you can start picking up food as early as 12:15 and as late as 2 o'clock. So if you know that you have an exercise class and that ends, then you can actually pre-order at any time for that pickup. So if you know on Monday that you have exercise class on Thursday and you want to pick up your salad after that, then you can place that order at any time. You don't have to order Thursday lunch on Thursday at any time, just like our deliveries. You can order whenever you would like for that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I cannot, if I am ordering lunch on Friday, I cannot order something from the dinner menu.
Correct.
And vice versa.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, good to cover. Okay, I had miscellaneous here, but I don't really know what I was referring to. If you do.
It's just it was tableside menu, weekly specials, and ordering ahead.
Great.
Those are my 3 there.
All right, is there any new Q&A questions, Anne-Marie, that we have missed?
No, we're still
That
sitting
are
at
lunch
Yep.
related? Okay.
No.
I do have the other menus to share. I had displayed the lunch menu, and so we do have those table side menus.
And I believe those have been emailed out to people.
Yes, I can again, though. I mean,
Yep.
all of them at one time.
Yep, so we can also email all of these out to everyone again as well, just to make sure everybody has these menus. So typically, we also say this is our fall menu, our winter menu, spring and summer. Because of COVID, I didn't put a season on there. So just wanted to kind of see how things were going, where we're at. So hopefully we'll also return to a seasonal quarterly change as well in the menus. So I just didn't know what to put down there.
COVID menu.
I don't like that word. So,
Yeah, enough. Yeah, there's a number of residents that have not experienced dining at the Cedars outside of COVID.
Right.
So it is really neat that we are starting to get back to these additional options. So when we say table side menu, that is referring to the menus that are offered at that time of service. So there is a dinner table side menu. That's what we're looking at. This is what you would see if you came to dine in at dinner. You do not have all of these options available for delivery. So there are some differences there. And the same goes for, obviously, like we said, lunch. You can't get lunch options at dinner. And same for brunch. So this is the brunch table side menu. You do get some more options dining in than what we are able to offer for delivery. So Chef Mark will make sure that these are fresh in your email inbox. When you're here eating in person, these menus are single use. So we do not, we throw them away once we give you these menus at your table here. So just a little preview here, but Chef Mark will send these out to everyone again, so you have them all together in one email. Okay. Are we all caught up in that Q&A still?
Yep. And so also with this, I also want to say thank you for your patience. I think it was probably last Friday or it was 2 Fridays. I don't know. It was definitely last Tuesday when we were trying to add the lunch pickup menu to that. We thought it was a very easy programming issue, and it ended up being a very complicated programming issue. And so we do apologize for that. It is difficult when we do some of these updates. You all have really embraced our online ordering. And so many of you are on the online programming at all hours. And so we haven't really found a good time of day when you're not in the program to kind of pick. And then there are also times that we need support from the company during business hours. And so it was difficult, and we appreciate your patience and understanding. And it was frustrating on our part. So we apologize for that and appreciate, I know we sent out a few emails of don't order yet, please wait. So sorry for those. So I think some other questions that have kind of came through of just questions of not being able to utilize your decline dollars. And so what we want to do is to, if you feel that you're struggling with that, to please reach out to Chef Mark and to work with him. We want to understand what that is. We want to understand how we can help you with that. We are also, proud as we're able to return a lot of, we're starting to return dining back. So we have, guest meals as reminders are available to you. So you are able to have guest meals. In-person dining has returned. Our lunch service has returned as well. We have free delivery to your cottages, and then also Olive Carte. So if you're not looking for a full meal or want something smaller, you're able to order salads or a cup of soup or a sandwich and not the large dinner, or you are able to order the large dinner and choose as you want. So we do try to make it a very flexible program for you to be able to utilize your decline dollars with that there. And then again, just want to share with you is, where does the leftover money go? So, and in essence, for you, it looks like you have leftover dollars there, but we do, when we plan our budget, sorry, I feel like it's better to see my face with this one. When we plan our budget, our annual budget, we do not plan that each of you use 100% of your dollars. We anticipate not all those dollars being used. So we don't budget 100% of everybody using their dollars. So we kind of take a gamble and say, you're not going to use all your money, so we're not going to budget that. And so if we were to budget that 100% of that money was utilized out in the community, the cost for dining services would actually be higher than what it currently is. And so it does go back into the operating budget, but we don't budget 100% for all those dollars to be used. And then also as a reminder, wages are also paid. So wages are there if you use dining services or not. That is part of our staff, and that is part of our program here at Cedars of Dexter with that there. So we have the staffing, we have insurance, we have building insurance, we have the health department license, and which is, part of our operation expenses that we also have to maintain as well. So I hope that that helps further explain some of those things.
Yeah, and part of it, the kind of that flexibility side too, and some of our newer residents aren't quite as familiar. You know, that is why we give you a quarter's worth at a time, and it's not a month to month, use it or lose it type program. So you are able to forecast a little bit more during your 3 months worth of food. You know, maybe you're at month 2 and you're seeing, oh, wow, I have more money than I thought left. Why don't I go ahead and have, you know, my friends are coming over next week. Why don't I treat them to dinner? So we give you 3 months worth at a time, which we hope allows you to be more flexible with it, and gives you more time to kind of plan and forecast how you're going to use those dollars. And like Anne Marie was explaining, you know, you see a $220 amount per month. And what Anne Marie is really trying to say is that with that $220 per month, you know, that we don't view that as just an actual food cost. It is truly the cost to run the entire dining services department. So it's much more than just, oh, I have money left over. It's still for us, how are we continuing to operate the entire dining department and provide all of those services that we, you know, are happy to provide for you.
Right. And I think another way to look at it is that dining services is an amenity of the clubhouse and the Cedars of Dexter, just like the pool and the exercise classes. Those are all amenities that are part of the experience of being a resident here at the Cedars of Dexter. There just is there's a dollar amount that's there. There's not, we don't have, you know, for pool uses, if it were, you know, 50 pool uses a month, you know, we don't have that, you know, kind of a ticking clock there. But with dining, you know, there is kind of a tally in an essence there. Instead of dollars, it's more of a tally.
Mm-hmm. Which helps us plan, you know, for the year ahead. We did kind of skip over the providing feedback or concerns. Did you want to say anything about that, Anne Marie?
That's actually next on my agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we just also want to make sure Mark, and actually Mark should be talking on this. Mark loves feedback, and he loves timely feedback. So if you get, you know, something and you're not happy with it, please call the kitchen right away and let us know. We want to correct that. We don't want anybody to have a bad meal. We come to work to be proud of what we do and the service that we provide and the food that we serve. And so it doesn't make us feel good when we find out 2 days later that you had a terrible meal and a bad experience. And so we want to make sure that we're able to make it right for you, and just allowing that opportunity for us as soon as possible really means a lot to us. More, you know, that's what we're going to appreciate very much. And then we can get something better for you and get it corrected for you.
So to clarify on that, Anne Marie, because I think what has been a challenge is the fact that we haven't been in person. So of course, you know, it's not as easy as being in the dining room and saying, you know, can I talk to the chef? You know, and sometimes they're not really sure what is the best phone number to use. Is it call chef's phone number directly? Is it call the kitchen extension that they're used to placing a pickup order on back in the day? So what number do you want those phone calls to go to if it is a phone call?
So the phone calls usually go to the front cafe, which is fine, okay, because we check those all the time. So we don't want to have a bunch of numbers out there. Everybody just call what you're used to.
So you would say that the cafe phone number is best and would be checked the most often. Is that correct?
Correct, as well as email. Okay, I get a lot of emails, so I think
But email, if you are providing service and cooking.
True.
Yeah.
True,
Okay.
yes, that's true, yes. Phone call, absolutely.
Cafe phone, we will put the number in the minutes for you.
Yes, and the phone call is usually when I, like when we had deliveries for only delivery, I had everybody, most people that would ask me, I would let them know if you haven't gotten your food in like a half hour or something, okay? To give a shout. It's okay to say, is it on its way? I'm okay with that. And we'll let you know. Most times we already do got quite a few actually residents that just want to know, because some people run out to the store. Some people be like, I'll be back at 6, can you a little later? So I already get quite a few calls on, hey, you guys, we just decided last minute I gotta go pick up somebody or something. And we'll hold off making their meal to the last one to go out as best we can.
Okay.
So feel free to call the cafe. We're checking that constantly. The staff gets here at 4 o'clock and it's constantly being checked. Okay. They see
Got
a red light. If it's a message on there, they're going to get on that message. I think Faith was like the message police yesterday.
Go Faith.
She was like, the red light is on. You need to check that. So she was telling Keegan. So, but yeah, just call there, call the cafe, and we'll check them, and we'll get back with as soon as possible.
That
Okay.
sparked
And
a
I'll let-
thought for me, because now that we are getting back to in person, we do have probably a couple team members that our residents don't know yet. So I will work on an updated, we had done a large sheet with pictures and names in the mail area at one time. So I will work on for our residents getting that updated. So, you know, in addition to them wearing their name tags at the table, you know, you could study them a little bit when you're getting your mail.
And so Mark does also like to receive emails for in-between meal questions.
Yes, more people at home, that's great. Like if I got a party of, I love when I get a heads up, I should say, of if you are having family members at the home and versus like ordering that day and trying to order, you know, 5 fillets. I need to know ahead of time because I do not have that on stock. I try to keep food coming in fresh in rotation. If I have a heads up of anybody wants to order for more than just them and their spouse or just their self, feel free to let me know. What is it, 24 hours? 48 hours? 48 hours. I need a heads up 48 hours prior. I cannot get anything the day of and say I want to use up all my money. Okay, that would be very helpful to all us and less stressful.
48 hours notice for guests
Yes, please.
at home.
I think we have a new question. Let me look.
I'm gonna stop
We
sharing.
want
We've
the
looked at
cafe
the-
number now.
What is it, Mark?
734-792-9700. And I think you got to hit option 1.
Boy.
No, that's me. Don't send them there.
No, option 1. I forget what option it is.
It's option 2.
It's option 2.
Extension
Okay.
2.
Well, I don't have to hit it when I get, so I call it. So when I'm in the office,
All
I just
right,
ring it
I sent that.
right away.
Okay.
So,
No
but,
option 1.
so also emails are good if you're, if there's a menu or a special item, that we've not featured, in a while, and you would like to see that as a daily special, Mark loves that feedback as well. So please share that with him, there. And I just making sure that you share, you know, any dining feedback directly to dining is the best because we can't fix it. We don't know about it unless you tell us about it. So please tell us before you tell your neighbor, and give us the opportunity to be able to correct it and do the right thing. I think there's another question that came in. Okay. Just a comment.
Great. Yep. Okay. Well, I do think that we covered a lot of info. And there have been a lot of recent changes and kind of additions back into dining. And I know on our end, we're excited to kind of get back to more so what we're used to in terms of dining here at the Cedars. It is a challenge because we still do have those capacity limits, but we will continue to track the participation in everything. So, you know, we're pretty good at adapting here too.
Pat Albright, I think, has her hand up. Oh, she had a question in here we hadn't answered yet because I needed Mark for that. And so let's go back. The question, can address labels be put back on the delivery bags to provide a way or of later taking them off and donating them anonymously?
Address labels,
Yeah, I don't know.
that's the sticker label. I don't know, I've never tried taking that. We try to keep them on there, so when the months are in the bag, they don't fall off willingly.
Okay, you gotta say that, Mark, louder.
So,
I'm not understanding this one.
and she's talking about, am I getting it right? If she's talking about donating the paper bags that we send?
Hold on.
Take the
Um,
label. She wants to take the label off. So people,
Daryl and Pat, if you want to share that comment, go ahead.
Well, both the library and Nancy Shuey and Steve collect the bags to donate to places. And right now, they have our address on there and our last name. And that was much better when you had labels. We could just pull off the label and donate the bags.
Okay, so the labels, I just printed out more labels, so we're gonna go to more labels. He's talking about when we were writing on the bags, I'm assuming. When they
Yeah,
were writing on
You
it.
always write, every night you write on the bags, our name and our number, our street number.
Yeah, so last week or a week before, I ran out of the label stickers. So we had to write on them to know where they were going. And also I have new staff members here who do not know addresses right off the top of their head. So when we got new current labels now, so we should be able to go back to that if y'all want to donate the bags and peel the labels off and stuff like that. And
Okay,
then-
the sticker labels are preferred. Good to know.
yeah, because in the beginning we didn't have any of that. We had to write something because we got new people coming along. Nobody knows the exact address or homes where people are brand new.
And the cottage numbers are not on the cottages for our servers
Correct.
to
Correct.
know where they're going.
Yeah.
All right, there is a good question, a clarification question in the Q&A. For lunch pickup for a guest, do we need 24-hour notice as well, or 48?
Correct.
to be consistent, I would say yes.
Yes. Correct.
Yes, 48-hour notice for a lunch pickup.
Are you answering that?
Yes. Correct.
Okay, Natalie, are you gonna? Okay.
Yep. Let me go to Suzanne. Suzanne has a hand raised. Suzanne, you can unmute if you are ready.
Yeah, I didn't realize I pressed the hand raise, but
Oh,
I
hi, Suzanne.
do have a question. On the lunch menu that we saw that was for in the dining room use, I assume, does that mean that that would not be available for us to pick up things from that menu? Only what we, see on the, when I went to the website the other day, I didn't see that menu. I saw just a few choices.
This full menu for lunch is for pickup only at lunch. And so the lunch menu is available during our lunch times, Wednesday through Saturday for pickup only.
Okay.
So
Well, we don't see it, I don't believe, on the website. Anyway, I didn't see it the other day to order it. That's why I wonder how would I order that?
maybe if you want to stop in and work with Jackie or Natalie in the clubhouse, and we'll show you how to find that on the website. So so like today, when you go under Thursday, you're not going to see the lunch menu because it's past that time.
I did see a lunch menu. I went through all that, and at the lunch menu, I had some extra choices like a BLT and so on, but I didn't see anything like what you held up with salads and able to add chicken and that kind of stuff wasn't there.
Here, why don't I check this out for Suzanne real quick? Just review lunch again. And then of course, if there was something on there that we did miss, it could have been an error on the back end of loading. But let's just do an example to order online. And then we hit COD pickup. And so I will use Friday as an example. So I'm going to select lunch here. I will say 12:30, place order. And so this is what if it's loading here.
You got the soup of the week.
Did you see all of this, Suzanne, or no?
Yes, that's exactly what I saw. But there's, there was not an entree salad or added.
Oh, so,
Is
okay,
that for
click
anything?
click on salad, Natalie.
Gotta move us, hold on. So for instance, let's say we are ordering the Michigan cherry salad, add to order. So then it asks me what size I want. So I could say small, say I want spinach, next. Say I want ranch, next. Whew, lots of options here. So then as you get through all of these,
There it comes. Okay.
yeah, it gives you a lot of steps to get to it.
Good. I didn't get
But
to-
you can see you could add chicken, you could add you could add 2 different sizes of salmon, the nuts again, the shrimp. So you just have to keep going through that menu to get there.
And it might come up that way on the dinner menu then too, if I wanted to pick
Correct.
it up there.
Yep,
Okay.
it should.
It does.
Great, thank you.
Sure, that was a good
Was
question.
there anything else missing?
No, that was the only thing I noticed.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay, I think for some people, we like the hand raise. I'm going to, I think Felicia, if you had your hand raised. Maybe I read that wrong. Felicia or Joe, did you have a question?
They have to unmute.
Okay, what are the limitations or restrictions of having guests in our cottage?
Number of guests.
Number-wise, etc.
Yep, so the guidelines right now are still no more than 2 households. So you could have over 1 more household and you still have your maximum of 10 people. So you could technically invite over a family of 8 from one other household. So really it's still small groups, mask wearing when you can, inside, no more than 2 households, not to exceed 10 people.
Thank you.
Those are the same guidelines that we have at our own home.
And I follow at home, right.
Yep.
Okay, I think I have one from Naveen. I hope that worked for Naveen.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I had the feeling when Suzanne was talking, she was talking about the table side menu not being online.
So the table side menu for dinner and brunch is not fully online, and not all of those options are available for delivery.
That's what I felt like Suzanne was actually questioning.
Yeah.
But I guess my other question is, why can't they be?
So from my understanding, it's that all of those items are prepared to order. So they're made when they are ordered at the table. They are much better that way. The delivery menu is pretty specific of, items that are going to taste good for a delivery style meal. Do you want to expand on that at all, Anne Marie?
So
I
I think this meal, here you get mine. I snatched Anne Marie's laptop here. So I think you're right, Natalie. It's better for travel for some of the meals, and still even then, I do try to put some of those items that are on our standard meal for delivery on certain days for the weekly menu. You still get like salmon, you still get like filet and stuff like that. It's just not a daily thing unless you come in to dine in.
And I think part of that too is probably that we simply cannot manage all of those options for both in-person
Absolutely.
and delivery, which delivery is right now, because it has to be the bulk of our service.
Correct. That's a lot to manage. You're talking about
Mhm.
dine-in plus delivery plus every single option of a menu option and pick up. That is a ton. I don't know if people realize how much we put into.
Yeah. And with delivery still being the majority of the orders, we need to make sure that the options are sustainable and that you are going to receive a good quality meal still.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Naveen. I'm checking in with the Q&A. I think we are up to date. Okay. And I hope I answered Suzanne's question. Just let me know, Suzanne, if you needed to call me or anything. Were you all set, Suzanne?
Excuse me, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. So a ton of information. Thank you, everyone, for active participation and questions. Did we miss anything, Chef Mark, Anne Marie?
No, I think we did. We covered quite a bit.
Okay. I think so. One last check-in in my Q&A, make sure I'm not missing anything. Will we get minutes? So you will get minutes. The best way to know exactly what was said is to watch the recording. So I do my best with minutes, but now that we send out the recording via YouTube link as well, if there's no discrepancies about what we talked about. So that's first and foremost. What I do after this is let that video process and upload, which does take a little bit. And then we do always try to do minutes as well for our folks that cannot view the recording. So you will receive this in multiple ways. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending, and you will get your recording and minutes pretty quickly, and we will see you in the dining room soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Put your face in there.
Bye, everybody.